Alright YouTube, I don't even know what to call this video. How to create a seemingly 3D object from still photos from several different angles of the same object put together in After Effects on the timeline next to each other so that they create a seemingly 3D object tutorial. Anyway, this is the effect that we're going for. See how those objects are spinning in the middle? That's the effect we're going to try and do today. I don't even know what to call it, but that's what we're going to try and do. We're sort of making a 3D object from still images. Flat 2D still images. Anyway, join me over here. Whew, knackered. Let's get into After Effects. So as you can see, I've already set up a comp ready and I've dragged in all the assets ready to go. I've divided them into the top view of the console and the front view of the console. So what we're going to try and do is have it so we're looking down at the top of the console. We, technically crane down to in front of the console, then the console's going to spin all the way around and do a 360, and we're going to do all of that with still photos from different angles. So if you look up here, you can see the angles of the photos. So here we go, there's one, and so on and so forth. So they're done in increments. By the way, you can do this in whatever software you want: Premiere, Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, iMovie, PowerPoint, probably not PowerPoint. I'm only doing it in After Effects because I want to. So basically what you do is you go onto Envato Elements, you can click on the 3D drop down, you type in whatever it is that you're looking for, whatever object, they've got so many different options there, and then you can render it, and so you can see it from different angles and then download those different angles. So that's what I've done here, is I found this console and I've got all the different angles of it. So what I'm going to do is drag the first one into the comp. This is a pre-made comp, it's just full HD, 25 frames per second, and it's about 3 seconds long. So I drag that one in, and right at the beginning, I'm just going to go straight in there and I'm going to trim that out. So it literally is just going to last one frame, and that's all we're going to do. Then I'm going to drop the next one in after it, and I'm also going to trim that at one frame, and basically that's what I'm going to do for all of the photos in sequence. I'll fast forward the video so you don't have to watch me do all of that until we get to the front view, and then we'll play back what we've got. See you in a sec. Okay, now I realise these are bigger than the comp, but what we're going to do is once we've got all of them in, we're going to attach them to a null, and then we'll scale that null object down so that it fits within the comp, and then we'll put a background behind it just so that we can see what we've done a bit clearer. But for now, this is what we've got. So what we're doing is we're going from on top of the console to down in front of the console. And we're not quite there, because what we need to do is that isn't the front view, that's one before the front view. So what I'm going to do is trim that one out. Then we're going to go into front view, which we've got up here, bring the first one of those in, and there we go. That's the front view. So I'm going to drop the rest of the angles in, which will make it spin in 360, and then we'll come back and see what we've got. Same process, each one, just one frame, back in a sec. Okay, so I've done all of that, I've dropped every image in. Now, I realise that what you can do is drop them in as an image sequence and set that image sequence to be one frame each, but the problem with that is when you've downloaded them from somewhere else, sometimes the image isn't in order, so that's why I go through individually so that I can check each image and make sure it's the right one before I drop it in. It takes a little bit more time consuming, but I'm okay with that. All in all, that took me less than a minute to drop all of those in. Let's see what we've got now that we've put them all in. That's looking pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to change the scale of it by adding a new null object, pairing everything that we've got so far to that null, and then basically when we start scaling down the null, it scales down everything else. So what we want to check is that the top view is now fitting within the composition, which it is, which it wasn't before. So now when we play it through, Everything's fitting within the comp. Let's zoom in a little bit so that we can see what we're doing a little bit better. Great, and let's just add in a real simple solid behind there, just so that we can see what we're doing. Let's make it white, I guess, because that will stand out a bit better. Great, let's drop it behind everything. So there you go, a seemingly 3D object created from stills. Really cool effect. From Envato, and I'm sure lots of other websites, you can get other stuff, whatever, pretty much whatever object that you'd like to make 3D and do that spinning effect with. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find it. Have fun with it anyway. Anyway, we've finally answered the age-old question, how do you make a seemingly 3D object out of still photos taken from several different angles? People have been waiting for years to know the answer to that question. We've finally answered it today. Anyway, hope you liked this video. I'm going to be making more, so stay tuned. If you liked this one, please give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!